And opinions expressed on this program or the products endorsed on this program are not necessarily those of KTLB Radio.
Good morning, Oklahoma City, and welcome to the Clara Luper Show. In a moment, your host, Sister Clara Luper.
Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Father and
Good morning, Oklahoma City. What a thrill, what a pleasure. What a thrill it is to be here with you on this beautiful Saturday morning. Oh, it's going to be a fantastic day. Hey, will you do me a favor? My name is Calvin Luper. I am a part of the Clara Luper Radio Show. I'm not going to tell you the number of the show, but this is a show that you've been waiting for all week. The Clara Luper Radio Show, live and in beautiful living color. Coming up shortly will be none other than that dynamic mother of mine, that dynamic youth council advisor of all of us, that dynamic school teacher, that dynamic person who will be the guest speaker, I won't tell you all that, but I will tell you this, that this is the Clara Luper Radio Show. Call that friend, call that neighbor, invite them to be a part of this, the Clara Luper Radio Show, live and in beautiful living color.
Calvin, today I would like to dedicate this program to a young man that I'm so proud of. I am so proud of this young man. He's a graduate of Dungy High School. His name is Sterling Mitchell. He is a minister, and he's in business, and I want Sterling Mitchell to call me because I want him to tell you what he and his beautiful wife are doing in order that we can rejoice, and we can rejoice.
Sterling Mitchell.
This is your program.
Little Sterling Mitchell.
He's not little anymore. Big Sterling Mitchell.
Big Sterling Mitchell, okay.
Calvin, when you see young people that are climbing the ladder of success, you just want to tell them, climb on, brother, climb on. Sterling Mitchell, this is your show.
Mom, this will be a very exciting show because there are a lot of good things, a lot of great things we can say about Sterling Mitchell. You think about Dungy High School, you think about the Spencil area, you think about Sterling Mitchell.
CME Church, you think about Sterling Mitchell.
Sterling Mitchell, way to go, my brother. Well, that's a hard thing to do, to get Clara Luper to dedicate a show to you. But Sterling Mitchell, you've done it.
Sterling Mitchell, please call me. I didn't want to tell it. I wanted you to tell it because people say all the time, Clara Luper does nothing but brag about her students. You are right. Why don't you brag about yours?
Let me give this number out here, Mom, 672-1220. And we invite your reaction. We invite your participation in this, the Clara Luper Radio Show. Good things happen when you listen to it. You're going to find out a lot, not only about Sterling, not only about the Dungy community, not only about the Spencer community, but you're going to find out a lot of things that will help you during this week coming up. You know, good things happen. 672-1220 is the number to call.
Oh, yes, I do have a special announcement to the family members of the Blows, the Halls, the Rivers, the Overstreets, and the Shepherds. Family greetings. God in his great wisdom created the family. So the BHROS, Family Union, was created by the God of the universe. Although some members of the family have departed to join our Lord and family members above, our love of family remains steadfast, dedicated, faithful, and lovely. We know that regardless of our mistakes, our disappointments, our neglect, and our ingratitude many times, families are forever. So come on home to our family reunion at the Hilton Hotel in the Dallas area. That's August 2nd and 3rd. This will be the largest and the best family reunion in the history of family reunions. It will be the best because you will make it the best. I want you to get busy now, all of you Overstreets, you Shepherds, you Rivers, you Halls, you Blows, and call each other. And let's say on to Texas in August. We will communicate by means of the grapevine that our forefathers used. We will communicate by telephone, letters, computers, and most of all by the grapevine. This is a family. This is the family, and families are forever. Calvin. Today's program is dedicated to Sterling Mitchell, and I want Sterling to call. Okay.
I can guarantee
This portion
you
of
that
our program is being brought to you by
none other than Allstate Insurance. That address, 730 West Britton Road. That phone number, 843-0811. Allstate Insurance. Marilyn Hildred is the agent there. Automobile insurance, home insurance, life insurance, helicopter insurance, plane insurance. Any of your insurance needs, give us a call, 843-0811. Guarantee you that we will do our best to make sure that you have the very best in insurance. Now, it may be a little high, maybe a little low, but it will be something that you and your family will appreciate in case you ever have a need for insurance. You ever been in a wreck, Mom, and your car gets totaled out and your insurance agent disappears? That don't happen when you deal with Marilyn Hildred. 730 West Britton Road, 843-0811.
Here's Coco.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Coco Thomas, your fantastic reporter. As you know, the NAACP Youth Council meetings are every Monday night at 7 o'clock, and I would like everyone out Radio Land to come and join us. The 2003 Miss Black Oklahoma pageant is coming up, and this will be one of the biggest and the best. This is Coco Thomas, your fantastic reporter.
Well, thank you, Coco. This portion of our program is being brought to you by Gates the Barbershop, located at 2609 North Martin Luther King in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Mr. Gates, and his staff are ready to cut your
Talking
hair.
about Philip.
Yes, I'm talking about
Philip
Phillips and
Gates.
talking about Starks.
Smell-
But we
Brother
need some
Stark.
wisdom this morning. Words of wisdom by
Here you go. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is powerful. Power. Knowledge is power. Power.
Knowledge is Power.
Knowledge is power.
Yes.
Can you get it?
I have it. Knowledge is power. Calvin, do you have it?
I have part of it. I don't know how a good friend Fluky knows knowledge is power. Fluky, where are you coming with that from?
Oh, don't ask
Don't
Fluke
ask
no
no question.
Because
Just take it.
I'm going to let you
Because-
in on a secret. Fluke's
That's a good one.
son is the principal of KIP. And KIP is going to be featured in the People's Magazine, and many of you saw him this morning on television. Hello?
Hello.
How
Yes.
you doing?
All right.
Hello?
You still doing it, right?
This is
Okay.
Fluky. I'm here. You,
Knowledge is power is what you said, Fluky.
yeah.
Compliments
believe
to
it?
you from all of us here at the radio station. Compliments to you from all of us in the community, because we know that you're extremely proud of Tracy, and I got a feeling that's
Tracy's
where-
going to be in the People's Magazine along with KIP.
All
And
in
I-
one family. Thank you so much.
Okay, families are
Thank you.
forever. Okay. Well, God's gift to the world, families. Today I'm dedicating this program to Sterling Mitchell.
Sterling Mitchell.
Yes, and I want everybody to know exactly
Well,
what
everybody
he is.
that listens to 1220 knows Sterling Mitchell.
Well, that's okay, but they don't know what Sterling Mitchell and his beautiful wife are doing, and I want
What?
Sterling to call me. I don't care where he is. He might be in Salt Lake City, Utah with his daughter, but I want him to call me because I want everybody to know about the new business that he has opened.
Sterling Mitchell. My goodness gracious.
It's Miss Black Oklahoma time. And today we would like to thank all of you that have supported the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. Never before in the history of Oklahoma have we had so many young people that are participating. Calvin, why don't we have a roll call of cities and communities and what have you? Why don't we have a roll call? Because we want people
Well,
to know.
do you think we really need a roll call because
Yes.
of the fact that throughout the state of Oklahoma there are black people? You know, we come here
But
by
honey,
different
Miss
means.
Black Oklahoma is not just a black pageant. There are whites that participate in
Oh,
the
that
pageant.
is true.
It's a people's pageant.
There are some Indians, there are some Mexican Americans, but Miss Black Oklahoma is the title of the pageant.
That's right.
Miss Black Oklahoma is the name of the scholarship that these young ladies may win. Miss Black Oklahoma is the
And
prestige
Calvin, there are
and
many
the honor
schools
that these young ladies
that
will
have
have.
Miss Tiger, but it's not a tiger. So anyway,
Okay.
I am so happy today.
Well, I tell
Get
you what
your
we do,
pencils and
Mom.
paper.
We
Okay,
kind
what
of
are
got
we
the
gonna
page
do?
a little bit different. Now, what I'll do is tell you the name. Well, I don't have to tell you. I'll share with the radio audience the names of the young ladies, and you tell me where they're from, because I know that they're in
No,
Arcadia.
you call the cities, and I'll tell you
Well,
a young
okay,
lady's
the
name.
cities, like if I say Arcadia, what you gonna say?
I'm going to say Shanika Green,
If I say Ardmore, what are you gonna say?
Amy Walker,
If I say Bethany, what will you say?
Shannon Neely.
And then, of course, Miss Black Oklahoma
I'm going to say
from
Rochelle Okereke.
from Oklahoma University.
Yes.
Okay. Then from the great city, from the great state, from the great city of Lawton, Oklahoma, we're looking at Cameron University.
Cameron University. That's a great one. Sherry Agard.
Then you have Miss Camelot.
That's Aaliyah Parker.
Then Choctaw, Oklahoma.
Brianna McCain.
We got a long list here. Miss Comanche County.
Tacoma Wallace.
Miss Black Enid.
Kanisha Robertson.
Miss Black Garfield County. Where is that?
Christina Williams. You should know your
I
geography.
should know my geography. But then there's, of course, Miss Black Guthrie.
Alexis Coleman.
Ida Bell.
Michelle Johnson.
And then Miss Black Hicks Edition.
Taquita Woodbury.
Well, you really got it going on here, Mom, because there's someone representing Miss Black Jones.
Kakisha James.
Miss Black Langston University.
Tanisha Taylor.
Miss Black Loudon.
Latoria McWilliams.
And tell me about McCurtain County.
Cindy Davis.
Then, of course, I'm being so nosy. Everybody at the office says I'm extremely nosy. I want to know who will be representing the Means Temple number 32.
Illyria Smith.
Midwest City.
Kia Hornbeak.
Millwood.
Latoria Muse.
Muskogee, Oklahoma.
Marilyn Leach.
Muskogee County.
Bernice Bernice Buckley.
And then of course, there's that area near Spencer called Nakoma Park.
Nakoma Park. Tiffany Kemp.
Oh, here's a city that I know that we all know. Miss Black Oklahoma City.
Janelle Rogers.
Miss Black Oklahoma City University.
Ashley Oliver.
Oh, Mom, aren't you tired of naming all these
Of course
ladies?
not. I'm so proud of my girl. Okay.
Okay. Then let's talk about Miss Black Oklahoma County.
Ann Ella Roberts.
Then there is Miss Black Parker Heights.
Miss Black Parker Kashin Dudley.
Okay, good things happen when you listen to the Clara Luper Radio Show. I want to remind you what we're doing now. We're naming off the young ladies who will be participating in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant 2003. That pageant will be, you'll find out more. That pageant will start, you'll find out more. What you've got to do is call that friend, that neighbor, and make sure that they understand that knowledge is power. Fluky said it, but we know that Miss Black.
We're giving them knowledge of the Miss Black Oklahoma.
Okay, Miss Black Oklahoma State University is
Shamila Gunn.
And then we have Miss Black Putnam City.
Krista Parks.
Putnam City North.
Ashley Peters.
The Miss Black Putnam City, the original.
Shanitra Miller.
Of course, Mom. We have to make sure that we represent Miss Black Southern Oaks.
Makisha Panda.
And then once again from the Spencer area,
Tanisha Wilson.
Then Miss Black Stevens County.
Miss Tanisha Williams.
But what about Miss Black Shawnee?
Oh, Miss Black Shawnee. Letitia Elix.
Oh, here's competition here. Miss Black Tulsa.
Miss Black Tulsa is Jessica Grayson.
Miss Black Tulsa County.
Miss
Black Turley.
Miss Black Turley is Nafillery Jenkins.
Then we have Miss Black Miss Black University of Central Oklahoma.
Tanisha Green.
What about Miss Black Village, Mom?
Joyce Williams.
Okay, I said Miss Black Stevens County, didn't I?
No, Tanisha Williams.
Okay, then what about the next young lady? Well, these are certainly...
Calvin, I've given you
You've given
enough.
me them.
But let me tell you about the judges.
Did I miss anybody?
If we missed anybody, we'll catch them next time. But I'm going to tell you about the judges.
Okay.
We have from Wichita, Kansas, Mrs. Dorothy Hunter. From New York City, Mr. William Harris. From Herndon, Virginia, Mr. Joseph Fergus. From Pittsburgh, Texas, Mrs. Alice Wise Carbon. From Austin, Texas, Ron Blow. From Oklahoma City, Carol Curry. From Spencer, Charles L. Pollard II. Calvin Perry from Edmond, Oklahoma, Leola Lee from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Earl Cooper from Tulsa, Ted Ragsdale from Muskogee, Oklahoma.
Well, now these judges will be there, Mom.
The judges
We've
will
named
be there.
out 49.
Well, now, let me tell you about the speakers, Calvin. Oh, my. You know,
Oh,
we
you gonna
have
talk about
all
the
of these
speeches.
famous breakfasts and lunches. Attorney J. W. Carr, Reverend Dr. Julius Clay, Reverend J. Tucker, Melanie Brightshaw, Miss Black, Oklahoma, 1990, Mr. Robert Rush, the president of the Oklahoma State Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Russell Perry, a successful businessman, Dr. Ernest Holloway, the president of Langston University, Mr. Darrell Jefflow, an executive from Pepsi Cola, Dr. Claude Evans, a veterinarian from Okemah, Oklahoma, Mrs. Deborah Ponder of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Mrs. Willa Johnson, our councilwoman, Mr. Roy Williams from the Greater Oklahoma City Chamber of Commerce, Mrs. Joy Armard, Mrs. Eva Knight Ware, and Mrs. Sue Hale, the executive editor of the Daily Oklahoman. Yes, we have them. They're ready.
Now, you've named the judges, you named the contestants, but my question is, why Miss Black Oklahoma? Why would there be a pageant that would be titled Miss Black Oklahoma? And what's the advantage of a young lady being a participant in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant?
Well, in the first place, you're going to have to participate in something. The Miss Black Oklahoma is more than a pageant. It is an experience in living. It's an experience in cooperating. It's an experience in looking at yourselves through the eyes of others.
But why should I be a part of it, Mom?
You should be a part of it because of the advantages. You get to meet people that you wouldn't meet. Now, when could you meet the kind of people that I just called out in 1 week? Oh, the advantage is there are scholarships, and we have all kinds of scholarships. It's unbelievable. And you sure can't get a scholarship unless you participate. But, Calvin, I am not here to defend Miss Black Oklahoma.
That wasn't the question. The question was not for you to defend it, but the question was to sort of let people know about what's happening with the Miss Black Oklahoma
Well,
pageant.
knowledge is power. I've told them what happened.
Fluky said that.
Knowledge is power. So
Knowledge
I've
is
given them
power.
the knowledge of the contestants, and it's going to be, the girls will arrive in Oklahoma City on June the 21st.
Okay.
Oh, that'll be a day. And I'd like to invite those of you that would like to give scholarships to the girls. And some of you call me and say, I can't give a scholarship like somebody else. But you can do something. You can put an ad in. You can buy a ticket. You can do something besides just talking. If you don't do something for young people, you're going to be as you get older, you're going to really be lonesome. And don't call me and tell me how lonesome you are, because you got to do it now. And Calvin, next week I'm going to tell you about the pages.
Well, Mom, I want to hear about Sterling Mitchell. I am
we
really looking
are waiting
forward
on Sterling
to
Mitchell
hearing
to call
about.
us.
We call him Sterl. We call him Mitch. We didn't call
I know
him
Reverend
Rev.
Lasky is really proud of Sterling
We called
Mitchell.
him Sterling Mitchell, the Reverend. We called him the Music Man. He's been called all kind of names, but then for you to dedicate a program to him, this program especially, because this is 2003. This is the very best. I mean, every Saturday morning is good, but this one seems to be extremely blessed. I guess it's because you're talking about none other than a good friend, great DJ too. Boy, so many titles we can put on this young man. Sterling Mitchell, listen up. Boy, we're going to be talking about you.
You got to talk about Sterling Mitchell. Every time I look at him, I say, only God could do this. God has done it, has molded this young man into one of the outstanding leaders of our community. And we've got to start thinking. We have got to start thinking. And those of you from Grayson, Oklahoma, I had the opportunity yesterday to talk to Ella Mae Anderson, who is in Sulphur Springs, Texas. And that was her granddaughter that was on search, whatever that was, on CBS last night. The little Daniels girl. That was the granddaughter of a classmate from Grayson, Oklahoma, Ella Mae Anderson. This is the Clara Luper radio show, and last week I would like to thank the people down in Pawnee, Oklahoma at the Antioch Baptist Church. Reverend Corbett is the minister. I would like to thank you because you have honored me far beyond your imagination, because you have named your Women's Day Clara Luper's Women's Day. And for the past, I think, 5 years, you have given me the opportunity to be the guest speaker. Who would have thought that I would have been the guest speaker on Easter at Antioch Baptist Church? It was beautiful. And I would like to publicly thank the people in Shawnee that I know you can just feel love in Shawnee when you walk into that church and you see the people. And not only that, they had a delicious Easter dinner for us that I really enjoyed. Thank you, Pawnee, Oklahoma.
And Mom, they also brought back some. You also brought back some catfish.
Oh yeah, it
some
was
very fresh catfish from some young man up there that fishes
I went
regularly.
fishing, and he had told me about his fishing experience, and went and got me a catfish out of his freezer that was about a foot and a half long, and said, Miss Lupe, I want you to cook that catfish. And did my husband cook it? And you know CP can cook catfish.
I wonder why they call it CP's catfish there at the State Fair of Oklahoma.
Because CP is so good, and he will be back at the state fair this year. He's good. He can fry that fish just like Shakespeare wrote poetry. He can fry that fish so you'll kiss your mother-in-law. This is the Clara Luper.
What about
radio
ex-mother-in-laws, Mom?
Ex-mother-in-law, sure you kiss your
kiss yours.
ex-mother-in-law.
Okay.
Wonder
But
where
good
Sterling
things
Mitchell-
happen.
I
Sterling
wanna
Mitchell
hear
has
from
been
Sterling
calling.
Mitchell.
He's on the. He's close to being on the line. He's going to call back. But then
If
what
I
he's
can
trying
get
to
him, I
figure
can
out.
get Reverend Lasky. I know Reverend Lasky would like to talk about Sterling Mitchell.
Well, one thing Sterling
does
is worried.
anyone out there know Sterling Mitchell, Calvin?
One thing Sterling is worried about, though, Mom. One thing a lot of people they're wondering exactly what you're going to say. You know, on the Clara Luper radio show, you have so many different insights. You can remember Sterling as a young student,
That's
a
right.
middle-aged student, a good student, a graduate. Every aspect of his
And
life.
his beautiful daughter.
I don't know what all you're going to say, but I'll wait till you talk to him and tell him about it. Make sure that you've called that friend, you've called that neighbor, invited them to be a part of this, the Clara Luper Radio Show. 672-1220 is the phone number. 843-0811 is the phone number for Allstate Insurance. Got my ads mixed up there, but then I got it right here. 672-1220. Clara Luper Radio Show. Talking with, bragging on, bragging about none other than Reverend Sterling Mitchell.
I had the opportunity to talk to Mrs. Gloria Matthews. Mrs. Gloria Matthews is a very important part of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, and she is preparing because she's head of our public relations and personality. She tells me that she has a hospitality place at the hotel, and that's the Holiday Inn, the North Holiday Inn, and she will be ready to entertain the parents and the visitors that will be coming there on June the 21st. But when I think of Mrs. Gloria Matthews, I think in terms of Johnson Shadina's Daycare Center, a center that will give your children a head start in learning, a head start in learning how to work with other people, a head start in thinking and developing. When you see the films, when you see the books, when you see the paintings, when you see the decoration, you will know that the Johnson Shadina's Daycare Center is raising your children to a new level of understanding. Mr. Paul Matthews will pick up your children along with his other staff and deliver them back home. What else can you ask for? Why don't you call 424-4656? This is the Clara Luper radio show. Yeah.
Well,
This
I don't know.
Nobody can have an
I don't
excuse of
know.
not going to church because revivals are being held all over Oklahoma
Ooh,
City.
they say they're
And I would like to
outstanding.
congratulate the Baptist ministers that are keeping up the tradition. That is just wonderful.
Say
I
they're
know
outstanding. Say some young ministers here.
they have
that-
some
oh,
ministers
my
here
goodness.
that are preaching away, and nobody has an excuse. You can't fool me now. Some of you see me and say, Miss Luper, you always tell me to go to church. I go to church. I went to church yesterday. I say to it, yesterday was Tuesday. He said, "Oh, I went to church's chicken." I said, "Well, I'm not. We aren't communicating." And words are very important. A lot of times we do not communicate, but I'm communicating with you because I'm telling you that the revivals are in full swing, and you need to salute the Baptist ministers that are keeping up the tradition.
Well, it's not a tradition, Mom.
It is a tradition.
I mean,
Calvin.
okay, it is a tradition, but it's sort of like one of my neighbors says. It's something that she can go and she can get a full food allotment there at the Baptist ministerial conventions coming up. We can talk about what all is going to be going on, but we know that the Baptist ministers are doing it. We know that Reverend Reed, Reverend Tucker, Reverend Cooper, Reverend Jemison, these ministers have coordinated. They have things going on at their churches, and there's something going on great this Saturday.
Okay,
now,
Calvin, today's program
I have to brag on them, Mom. I'm a Baptist. I've been to
I've
been to a lot of different religious functions this week, but then it's nothing like that down home Baptist feeling
and
that you can get at the at that. Okay. Live in living color. Live in living color.
How are you doing?
Okay.
We
have greatness happening here.
I'm telling you, here's my student. I got something to brag about.
There's my friend.
And I hope you don't mind me bragging, Sterling.
Well, Mom,
no, ma'am.
Isn't there an official introduction you're going to make?
Why should I introduce Sterling other than saying
who don't know me?
Who don't know you? Well,
Sterling.
Just give me some peach cobbler and we all right.
There you go. That's early morning cobbler.
I wanted to have the opportunity to share you with the thousands of people that are listening to the Clara Luper radio show today. And I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
Amen.
You're doing something that needs to be done because we've got to move into new areas.
Yes.
We've got to go places, and I've always told all of you, I want you to go places I've never been, and I want you to see things that I've never seen. Now, I know that you are a minister now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been preaching?
Oh, about 9 years.
Who called you to preach?
Nobody but God.
Only God.
Only God.
Only God.
Oh, I tell you what, I had people say, "Oh, you could go. You're going to be a preacher." I go,
So
no, I would not go. God had to call me into the ministry, and I had went through a lot of changes.
Because when I taught you, certainly God had not called you then.
Oh no.
Well, now let's talk about that. Let's back up. Are we backing up to the Spencer area?
In the first place, I'm very proud of him.
I want to know a little bit about his history, Mom.
Now, Calvin, I didn't invite him, and I didn't dedicate it for you to know about his history. But what I'm really interested in is you and your beautiful wife. Tell me about your wife.
My wife, Marilyn Wallace Mitchell. We married, matter of fact, when we was in high school at Dungy High School, as you know. And I tell you what, we have been married 31 years. And I just thank God because it was Almighty God that put us together. Reverend Lasky married us in 1971, December the 4th of 19...
And you're still married?
Oh, yes. Yes. And
31 years?
31 years.
Well, that's quite a record.
So
well, I know people that's having marriage conference been married 2 or 3 years.
But,
you need to be a consultant.
It was through Almighty God that we have stayed together for 31 years, and I wish I could say, oh, it's been so easy, but I tell you what, through the grace of God, Miss Luper, things could be a lot easier. And so he's the one that have brought us together and
How many children? Tell me about your children.
We have 3. We have a son, Sterling Jr., 32 years old. We have a beautiful daughter, Monique Mitchell. Now she's lived in Salt Lake City, Utah.
She's one of the Miss Black Oklahoma
Yes, she was.
Tell me about her experience in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant.
She had a wonderful experience. She did not win, and as any parent, you thinking, oh, my daughter's the best. But my daughter said, Daddy, I am still a winner.
All right.
She told me that going through that pageant gave her things that she never had before. She could still stand up tall, and she walked tall, and she made people respect her. She says, when I was with Miss Luper, the young men had to open the doors for us. They had to open the car doors for us and things like that. And so it gave her a lot of encouragement to go on. And even when her interviews for a job, she told me through the Miss Black pageant that even strengthened her and helped her, knowing that she could do anything. And so I just thank God for her being in that, and thank God that you had a chance to work with her.
And well, I thank God that I had that opportunity to teach you.
Yeah, one more
and
child to
enjoy-
brag
Oh,
about.
my
Oh,
goodness.
yes.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have
what-
something to brag about.
Well,
But
I
I
tell
want
you,
to
this is-
yes.
Okay, let me
dynamic.
throw in, I have three,
Yeah.
Sterling, Monique, and then I have Sean Reagan Marcus Mitchell.
What is his name?
His name is Sean Reagan Marcus Mitchell.
Okay.
Oh, and I tell you, that one, he's 22 years old. He's in college in St. George, Utah. And matter of fact, he's on his way home today. That one there, I tell you, he's going to be some kind of young man.
What is he majoring in? What is he majoring in?
I think he's majoring in his own business once, and I told him laziness. But no, but
That's not a business.
but no, but he was going to be the president of it. But no, he's majoring in education.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
But today I've invited you here because I've gotten word about you and your wife going into a business. I
Yes,
want you
ma'am.
to tell me about that business.
Well, Miss Luper, my wife and I glad to say that we are the owners of Gospel World Music and Accessory, located 4339 Southeast 29th in Dale City.
Don't take me too fast. I thought it was
out on 15th Street in Dell City. Sterling is a wonderful young man, and his wife is a young, wonderful Christian lady, and I know that they are going to really carry all of the tapes and sheet music and gospel plays and the accessories that anyone would need. So I hope, Sterling, that you will have success, and I know that God is blessing you every day. May God
Amen.
bless you. Have a good day. And
Thank you,
Mrs.
Cousin
Luper,
Nancy.
I want to tell you that today is a day at True Vine that we are very sad about because our associate pastor, Reverend J.C. Ferguson, will be funeralized at 1 o'clock
today.
at True Vine Baptist Church.
Well, thank you so much for telling me.
Okay, bye-bye.
Nancy wants everybody to know that's her cousin. Cousin, let's see how many cousins gonna come out there and buy some Bibles, CDs,
Everybody claiming
Amen.
Sterling now.
tapes. I know all my cousins are coming to
All
our
right
family
then.
reunion.
But Sterling, how long have you been in business, man?
We've only been open now. This is our second week, and let me tell you,
okay.
God have truly blessed us in those 2 weeks, Calvin. We're planning a grand opening in 3 weeks, and we'll be getting more
And
information
let us
out.
know. Let us
Oh,
know
yes.
so we can tell our intelligent audience about it.
We have a grand opening coming in about 3 weeks that we'll be getting out. But one thing I do want the listening audience to know, bring your children. My wife have worked so hard in setting up a children's section where you
right.
could get all of the children videos, you could get soundtracks, a lot of reading material for children. Children could come in and they have a section they could just go and sit and watch videos if they like. The adults, when you come in, this store is 1,800 square feet.
That's what I was
No,
going to
you're
say.
kidding
It
me.
sounds like
You're
a
kidding
big,
me.
big
Yes.
building, man.
1,800 square feet.
1,800, Miss
That's a
Luper.
lot of space.
And when we found this location, we wanted something nice for not just our people, but all people that come in. And we do get a variety of people come in this particular location. And when you come in, we want you to know that you will be very comfortable, and I think you'll be very pleased in what you see. And we're still working, and we're still doing more and adding more. And when you come in, share your ideas with us. If there's something that we don't have that you would like to see in there, tell us. And also, we carry all of the communion the bread, we carried the
Wine.
the wine. Yes, we things that you need. We carry the white gloves. We carry the offering envelopes, and so and we will order anything that you need. But the location again is Southeast 15th and Sunny Lane in the Dale Crest Shopping Center. Gospel World Music and Accessories, 1,800 square feet.
I want to
And-
hear from Letty Ruth Hunter. Last week, Letty called me, and I was
Well,
about to introduce
you
her.
got all kind of bragging rights here,
Oh,
man.
I have something to brag about. How many teachers out there can say that they have a student that owns a store at in Southeast 15th in Oklahoma City? I do have something to brag about. And speaking of bragging, I'm leaving Oklahoma City in a few minutes, going to Texas because tomorrow my granddaughter will be Christian.
Amen.
Isn't that exciting?
That's exciting, man. Sasha will be Christian.
Yes,
Sasha
tomorrow.
Wilson
We'll
That's
be,
outstanding.
and then those of you that want to do something exciting, pick up Sally's magazine, and you will see my great grandchildren's picture in that magazine.
Well, okay,
And
now, so Sally's Magazine, you just throwing that out. Sally's Magazine is a beauty product magazine.
it's a national
National
and
publication.
they needed some models, and Alicia was. No, J-Lo was recommended.
That's a
and
Miss
she
Black
went-
Oklahoma page, isn't it?
Yes, and when
Okay.
she went there, those people were shocked because she knew how to model thanks to the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant and thanks to her mother who was in the pageant and her grandmother who was part of the staff, and she modeled away. And then her little brother say, "Look, I can model too." And when he got through with those white folks down in Texas, they put him in the paper.
There
hello,
he is. Good
hello,
as haircut.
hello.
Thank you for being a caller here on the
Hello?
Clara Luper
Hello?
Radio Show.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you this morning?
Just totally fantastic. Sharon Mitchell. I mean, not Sharon.
Yes, I spoke to Miss Luper some time ago about making an announcement that on a show she's going to call up about the Oklahoma City Mass Choir.
Yes, tell me about it. You have a minute.
Okay, we have the registration and auditioning
Tongue
for the
tied there.
Oklahoma City Mass Choir this afternoon. This is the last day, so I'm asking everybody to come. We had it started on the 12th and the 19th, and this is the 26th. This is the last day. It'll be between 3 o'clock and 5 p.m. at the Fellowship Baptist Church,
Where is that?
located at 2125 Northeast 14th Street. That's 2 blocks east of Martin Luther King and 1 block at the Highland Avenue there.
How much you have to pay to register?
There's no fee involved at all.
So all
There's
they have
no
to do is
fee.
to come out and register.
All you have to do is come out and register. There have been flyers that was passed out to quite a few churches about 2 Sundays ago. And also, it was also announced, not on your show, unfortunately, but on Miss V radio show every day for the past 2 weeks about this mass choir.
Well-
You know, of course, we have the ambassador choir here, and this choir here is going to be on the same level professionally as something like the ambassador choir. We'll
Okay.
do some recordings.
And your name is?
My professional name is Preacher.
Preacher.
Right, the Preacher.
Preacher what?
They used to call me the old parson.
No possum.
And the rabbi.
What's your non-professional name?
Well, do we have to say that over there?
No, you don't want
No,
people to
that's
know.
it,
Keep it to
okay.
yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you tell it on the Clara Luper show,
Everyone know it.
and look, I want you to do me a favor. Be sure when you get ready to buy your gospel music, go out to Gospel World Music and Accessories, please.
Yes,
That
of
might be
course.
a
Thank
distribution.
you so very kindly for calling.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Miss Luper,
Cal-
let me ask you, Calvin, do you have a CD out, the We Can't Sing?
No,
Now,
because
wait a minute. Just a
I
minute.
sure
I'm not
wanna-
advertising. I'm not advertising.
you have to give my agent on
Okay,
that. But
I
I'll
wanna
tell you,
give
Okay.
I'll tell you
Calvin.
more about that later as we go through
Okay.
the show.
Calvin.
Because this is
Calvin.
all about the
Miss Hunter's
all
on
about
the line.
Dr.
Hold
Mitchell.
still. Miss Hunter's on the line.
Let's
Hello.
see, now you really got into my business.
Hello.
I mean, we want to know
Mrs.
more about
Hunter?
it. Good morning, Mrs. Hunter. How are you doing?
Well, good morning. I'm calling back in again this morning. I'm wondering if y'all have time for
We
me
always
to talk
have time
this
for
morning
you.
because last week you
Okay,
said...
don't talk about last week. Talk about
Well,
this
I'm
week.
talking about last week and I called in.
Okay, well, tell me now.
She forgot.
Well, I really called just to say hello to the people that's in Radio Land that's listening to you today.
Okay.
And I hope they had, I wanted to wish them a wonderful Easter Sunday, but I did not get in because,
Was that last Sunday?
right, you know, Calvin, you told her that I was on the line.
Okay.
That somebody was on the line. You didn't tell it was me.
You sure
But
did.
y'all didn't have time for me.
Okay.
But we
so
have
I'll
time
have
now,
time
so
this Sunday, this day, and so I still want to say hello to the people who in Radio Land, and I hope they did have a wonderful Easter, and I hope that on Sunday that you too will go to church on Sunday and not just go to church on Easter Sunday. And hope you'll have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Goodbye.
No, it's not goodbye. You have something else to say.
Mrs. Hunter?
Miss Hunter has something else to say.
Miss Hunter's gone.
No, Miss Hunter hadn't. Well, Mr. Gates say, I can't understand you and Miss Hunter tell you fuss all the time, and then when I see you, you're always together. We come now to a part of our program that I've saved for the last. Calvin, I understood. I really understand that you attended a funeral yesterday. Tell me about it.
Yes, I did, Mom. I mentioned it a little bit last week, but I called him tough, and it was a good friend of mine. He is a good friend of mine, no matter what. his family and all our friends were there, and we celebrated the homegoing of Floyd Sylvester Fisher Jr., who's the third of 11 children born to Floyd and Emily Fisher. Now, Tuffy was born, I don't know when he got the nickname Tuffy, but he was born on October 19th, 1946. He attended Douglas High School. He worked at the state capitol. He married Linda Brown, and 2 children were born there. Tuffy was a great friend, is a good friend. All of his family, all of you all who were there know that the Temple Funeral Home did a great job. We know that the Reverend Carl Brown read the 23rd Psalms. He brought to us also from John 14th. We know that Renee Ross, one of his sisters, brought on a poem, If I Knew. We know that George Edwards, spoke of the fact that how close he and Tuffy had been, how Tuffy had helped him through his diabetic crises, through many crises in his life. We know that Eddie did a good job in singing the song, I Got a New Home, over in Glory. Eddie Taylor, that is. And we know that the congregation sung together. We listened to Reverend Crenshaw when he talked about his final remarks and invited us all to Sunday services there at his church. Temple and Son did a beautiful job with the pictures, Silver and Gold, Have I None, but that was the theme song behind it. A beautiful service. Thank you, Reverend Chrisman. Thank all of you for being there. On behalf of the family, we want you to know that we appreciate it. Tuffy was loved not only by just the family, by a lot of his friends. I could name off all his sons and his cousins and all that, but the honorary pallbearers, the pallbearers, all that is great. I'm not going to name that off. So thank you so very much. But from the family of Floyd Fisher Jr., we want to say thank you for being in attendance. Thank you for the cards and your acknowledgments that you've given us during the time of a special time like this.
Oklahoma City had never seen anything like Steve Hammond's funeral. No one has seen anything like it. It was the largest funeral that I've seen in Oklahoma City. It was on Thursday. The time was 11 o'clock. Cars were parked from Northeast 50th Street to St. John Baptist Church one way and on Stonewall to the other one. It was a funeral like you had never seen before. It consisted of men, women, children of all races, creeds, and colors. The people that passed on North Kelly was wondering what's going on. Someone had lived. A young man had lived, and he had lived well, born in Oklahoma City to Willie Johnson and Curtis Hammonds, attending high school at Dale City, where he was very active in sports and a very, very good student. Yes, it was goodbye to Steve Hammond, and it was more than that. It was a celebration of a life. We shall always remember that service. And I want those of you out in radio land, I want you to remember, not only do I want you to remember the scriptures that were so well read by Reverend Williams, Reverend Marshall, Reverend Miles, but I want you to remember the songs that were presented. His Eyes on the Sparrow. I love to praise him. I want you to remember that song that his sister sang so well, and no one had heard in Oklahoma City a saxophone played like his cousin who had just flown in from Germany played, Precious Lord. It was a funeral that we shall always remember. But most of all, we will remember the efficiency, the spiritual revelation that was given to us through Dr. Jemison. Dr. Jemison said that Steve was ready. He was ready to move from out in the audience to the choir stand. He was ready to move to Sunday school. He was ready to move to participate in. He described in details the influence that this young man had had on him. And no one will ever forget the words of Kenneth Kilgore, as Kenneth described to the audience his relationship with Steve. Oh, they were there. They came from all directions. They were there. Willie Johnson called her son Precious, and Precious was precious not only to Willie Johnson, but to all people that had come in contact with Steve and his lovely wife and his children. Sterling, did you know Steve?
Yes, I did, Miss Luper.
Were you at the funeral?
No, ma'am.
It was the largest that I've seen in Oklahoma City. St. John's Church was filled. The choir stands were filled. People had to bring seat chairs and put in the aisles, and people were standing on the sidelines. It was a funeral.
Very inspiring young man. He
Very
was.
inspiring, and it gave us a lift. You know, some people live a long time, but that young man had put so much
Yes, he had.
into his life, and it was just wonderful. And speaking of that, today Mrs. Robertson's funeral, a neighbor of ours on Woods Drive, funeral will be today at 11 o'clock at the Church of the Redeemer. This is Clara Luper, and Willow would like to say thanks to all of you, along with that entire family. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and today I'm dedicating this program to one of my favorite children, Sterling Mitchell. You said, Miss Luper, you got so many children. Yes, I have a lot of children. How about you? You mean to tell me you have taught school all these years and you've lived here, you don't have no children?
I'm getting jealous, Mom. I Sterling get to be your favorite.
One
of your
my
favorites.
children are my favorite. They are all diamonds,
He
and
must
I'm
have
so
been
proud
good.
of. But
I'm the one she had to keep in a headlock. So she got to know me pretty well.
Paddle in the right place.
Miss Luper, and I just want to thank you so very much for taking this time
You don't have to thank
I do.
me. That's
But
a
you know,
waste of
my
time.
grandmother,
What?
as Cousin Nancy said, that little lady, she told me, she said, people don't, when they're nice, they don't have to be nice to you. And just because I was your student don't mean you had to be nice to me.
But it means that I have to go out and buy from
well,
you.
I
That's
thank
what it
God
means.
for you.
I need some. Those of you, do you have any Bibles in big print?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what all can we buy out to Gospel World Music and Accessories?
Again, Bibles, choir robes, pastor robes, sheet music. You could get the books. You could get blank tapes, videotapes. If you're looking for the stage plays, we have those. If you're looking for plays on Donnie McClurkin, if you're looking for all the latest in gospel music, we have that. If you need batteries, we have that. If you need the small cassettes,
Do you have any telephones?
telephones, I'll sell you that one. I have. No, ma'am, no telephone, but we'll get that. But Miss Lupin, I want to say real quick that we are in the process of setting up my wife, first of all, she has a bachelor's degree in business. She has a master's in human resources. And so we are in the process of setting up a classroom in the back. And if there's anyone that want to donate computers, you could do that. And we're bringing in children that we want to teach about business. They may not want to go to college. And just because they don't go to college, that doesn't mean that
Well,
they're
I
bad.
have some college
So
scholarships.
we are in the
and I need
process
your
of
help.
setting that up.
I have 30 scholarships for Oklahoma City University. I have the Gaylord scholarships, and I want you that want scholarships. Now, I will start mailing out applications. If I have not sent you an application, I'll be mailing them.
Well,
Now,
they have
I
to
got
ask for it, don't they, Mom?
Sure, they have to ask for it. I've
you know,
told them about scholarships.
That's the initiative
And if
that they have to
somebody-
take.
If somebody is too lazy to write
right.
me or call me and say, Miss Luper, I'd like to have a scholarship, then too bad. Because the Gaylord scholarship is just $4,000 cash. The scholarships at Oklahoma City University is just your tuition, your room and board, your books, your fees. Now, if you're too lazy, get up off of your Constitution and get it. Too bad you. And then I want to say to you young people, you better get you something in your head, because if not, your stomach is going to have to be crying out for help. Someone's calling me. I got to get this call in, Kev. That's right.
You said that.
Okay.
Oklahoma City University, thank you for Clara Luper Scholarship.
Oh, yes.
And then that Gaylord
Yes,
Scholarship.
we have someone.
The Clara Luper Scholarship.
Yes.
Okay, I just want. Okay, again, how do you get those scholarships to Oklahoma City University? I'd like to say that I'm proud of my daughter, Sandy. My name is Carla Burton. I'm proud of my daughter, Sandy. She's a student at Star Spencer Magnet School.
I
And
told
she
you to
made-
contact Clara Luper.
Well, I'm contacting you now.
Now,
I got
give
to
it
to me in writing.
Because
Give it to me in writing.
I sure will.
Okay.
I sure will.
All
Now,
right.
all of you people been talking about Clara Luper. Now you got something to talk about. You've been talking about these white folks don't love me. I told you some of my best friends are black and white. And you're a friend of mine because you've supported me all these years. Now, be sure my address is Post Office Box 11106, and zip code is 73116. contact me and I will do it. Or you can contact directly to Oklahoma City University.
right.
But since the scholarship is the Clara Luper Scholarship, I would
All right.
appreciate you contacting me. And I do have something to brag about.
You do now.
Sure, who wouldn't brag? If you had a student that had a big gospel and you got those.
Mom, he didn't go off into all his bragging,
Well,
talking
he-
about his military service or
Well,
talking about
Calvin,
his
let me tell
religious
you something.
experience.
One thing that's
But-
wrong with us as a people, we don't brag on each other.
Right. Well, let
And
me
I'm
brag
bragging
on
my granddaughter.
it. Brag
Gonna
on
be Christian
her,
tomorrow.
Kristen. She's 8 weeks old, and then that's it. That's fantastic. Shelley knows. Mark knows, Dr. Mark Wilson, and this is a
All
wonderful
of them. And
experience
they
for the
have
whole
friends.
family.
You better make you some friends that's going somewhere. All of you that fool around with friends that's not going anywhere, you can't go anywhere because they aren't going anywhere. Calvin, we have some songs because next week will be my birthday. And
that's
all of
next
you that
week.
love me so much.
That's next
All
week.
of
I'm
you that
waiting.
love me so
I've been
much.
writing that.
Give me my flowers.
I'm working on that
Yeah.
song. Sterling, you may have to write this one down, and that may be available.
Don't sing happy birthday to me now.
No,
Wait
I'm
until
not. I'm
next
waiting
week.
till next week because, Mom, I have a very special person who I'm celebrating,
And
helping
I'ma
to celebrate
celebrate
their
next
birthday
week, too.
with,
And
because
I
he's
want
a
you
good
to tell me
friend.
How much you love me, baby. Prove your love to me.
Well, we're going to do our very best. We're going to do
Okay.
that. 12:20 on your AM dial.
Okay,
Call that friend,
Calvin,
call that
sing,
neighbor.
please.
Because Willie Germany. Oh, Willie. Willie Germany, your birthday was this week, the 25th. We know you had a great time, but more than that, we know that all of the Germanys, any place in Putnam City, any place in Oklahoma
Okay, we
City,
know about all
we
the
know about the Germanys. But thank you, Willie Germany, for being a dynamic and outstanding cousin. Sterling, this song, I'm auditioning now.
All right.
My agent's not here. This song goes out, especially to you, Willie Germany. Happy birthday, dear Willie. Ow.
Go ahead,
Happy
Calvin.
birthday,
Go ahead.
Willie Germany.
Your
Happy
way.
birthday, Willie Germany. Happy birthday to you. And may you have many, many more.
You can't beat Calvin.
This is a Clara Luper radio show, and I have proven to you beyond the shadow of a doubt that Calvin cannot sing. And you prove to me that you know how to go out to the gospel world on music and accessories and buy your Bibles, your CDs, and what have you. We have made